Robert French, French's Farms, and today I'm going to show you, this is October the 19th, and I'm going to show you my Fuyu persimmon trees. This is a typical crop. I have never ever pruned these trees. It's pretty obvious. You can see the branches, they come out and they just bend to the ground. There are a lot of videos on YouTube asking, well, why do my persimmon trees not have any persimmons on them? And they tell you that you have to prune them in order to get persimmons on them. But I will tell you the secret. Henry, you've seen these persimmon every year, right? This is a typical crop. This is how they are every single year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the secret. If you want your persimmons to bear fruit, the entire secret is in the root system. You have to dig a good enough hole and put enough organic matter like pine bark mulch, peat moss, and mix that with the soil so that the roots can really spread out in the ground. My minimum hole that I dig is 8 foot by 8 foot by about 8 inches deep. That's my minimum hole. And then I put pine bark mulch in the bottom of that with lime to neutralize the acidity. And then I take a miner's pick and I break it up. I mix up all that 2 or 3 inches of pine bark mulch with the dirt on the bottom of that 8-inch deep ditch. And then I put a few, for the taproots to go down, I put a few post holes, or I just recently got this, because of these terrible droughts we're having. I go around to parking lots where the trees have died. The reason they die is because the ground is so compacted. Below that ground is a soft layer of sand around here. But right there in the parking lot, it's really compacted, so these trees die. So I just take this, I get up on a little stool and spin it around, and I can go down 6 feet deep and then fill that with pine bark mulch and dirt. And the tree does fantastic. You can just take a seed and put it in the ground, and it will grow so fast and so well that you'll have a shade tree in no time. And that's what's going to help us overcome this drought, is planting trees. It's called the biotic pump theory, that trees attract rain to any location where they are. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube about that. But that's the secret. I mean, you just keep going up, and then you take the dirt that was in the ditch and you mix that half dirt, half pine bark mulch or peat moss or whatever, and then you put it all together and you keep going until you're about 8 inches higher than the surrounding grade, and then you plant your tree in the middle of that. And that way you have a ton of space for your roots to grow out in. And there's no dirt around here. I put these, I mulch with these, with pine bark, with arborist mulch. This is like this whole area is like 4 inches, 5 inches, 8 inches deep. And pine bark mulch. And this, we've just had a hurricane, and this tree here, it had a lot of its branches broken off. It had a lot more. This had a heck of a lot more persimmons on it before that hurricane. It was a tropical storm. It was Ion, and by the time it got here, it was 49 miles an hour, but the sustained gusts were higher. So, this is even after being through a hurricane. And so that's about it. I will show you something here real quick. This is an apple tree, and here, as you saw, we have a lot of mice that do damage. So what I do is about 4-foot circle around this tree. I mix the pine bark mulch or peat moss with, or even cocoa coir with gravel, and that way the mice can't come in and gird this and eat the roots and get in there and kill the tree. This is a freedom apple tree. It'll be pollinated by a pristine. You can see I'm waiting for my pristine tree to come. Did you see any trees that had been delivered? Okay, so they're not here yet, but any day they'll come. And so that there is some, that you can just see that that's the tip of the iceberg. If you go down, you'll see that that gravel is at least a 4-foot diameter circle, and that will be where I plant. You can see all the dirt that came out of that hole that I'm not even going to put back in the hole. I'm just going to haul that off. So when I plant a tree, that's why my persimmons have persimmons on them, is because I allow the root system to grow. And here's just one look at the Moringa here. You can see the 24 degrees. It did kill this a little bit, but most of it looks good. And I haven't been topping it. This one I topped, and I just hadn't had time. I've had too much on my mind. But you can see this one I topped, and it's a lot bushier than the rest. The rest just look like telephone poles, but this has a lot more leaves on it. And man, this stuff, you eat this stuff. I'm 63 years old, and I'm running 10 Ks fast, like 7.5-minute miles. And I mean, you know, that's fast for 63 years old. And I'm hoping I'm going to be like that vegan girl on YouTube that goes, I'm 80 years old, and she looks like she's 25. I'm hoping I'm going to be like that when I'm 80. Robert French, French's Farms. See you later.